Hey everyone. Oh, let me get closer to my microphone. I heard how bad the audio was in the last video after I posted it, and I was shocked. But anyway, I am Tower Tarot, and I am here to be for you, um, a harbinger of change, I suppose. I'm here to not bullshit you and to tell you like it is in hopes of getting you on a path that provokes transformation in you. That is my goal. Just so everyone is on the same page as me. Um but I just wanted to thank you first to the people who have watched my first video. And to my two subscribers, that's so exciting to me. I posted that video and to avoid expecting no one to watch it at all. And while it might not be, the most massive group of people, it's exciting to know that I do have a small collective. Um, and truthfully, I can feel you guys with me. Your energy. I am going to ask at the beginning and end of this video that you comment underneath, even if it's something silly, even if you want to tell me how this resonates for you, because that's helpful for me. Um, but just so I can channel for you better. Um, and truthfully, this message today does feel specific and does feel channeled. I've been feeling a level of exhaustion today that does not feel great. I mean, and it doesn't feel like it's also coming from me. It feels bigger than me. And I felt the need to sit down and talk to you all. Um, so please, take what resonates with you. If it feels uncomfortable or slightly off, like this message probably isn't for you. But, maybe there is advice here that will help you because I love to give advice. um, but anyway, um, tiredness, burnout. Burnout is the best way to put it. I can feel that you have been working too hard. And after drawing cards right before hitting record, to me it seems like it's probably about money. um and that you have been trying to walk down a traditional path to get it, but it keeps putting you into this place where you're hitting a wall over and over again. You're feeling unfulfilled. You feel like you know what you want, but you're sort of out of touch with what you need. Like you can't seem to tap in and listen to your intuition, which a lot of my last video is about, so maybe that will help you as well. Um, but I'm here to tell you that the traditional path isn't for everyone. Um, just because it's easy or just because it seems like that is what is going to appease other people doesn't mean it's correct for you. And more than what anyone else knows about what is correct for you, it's you first. I think that there is sort of an element here too in this new beginning. Oh, I just said new beginning. That's what I was going to say. But there is this. That was a crazy slip. There is an element here that you are right on the precipice of a new beginning. I also said that last time. Um, but you're like wading through sludge. You are wading through heavy and painful feelings. And it's it's not to say that some of you won't in turns um actually there's a message here that's so specific that I don't know necessarily how to word it, and it's an interpretation of this card that I've never really taken before, but I think part of it is maybe you keep finding yourself going back to old ways to cope, finding yourself going back to old ways to deal with hardship that you've faced, specifically financial hardship, but not exclusively. And this is a time that you are being asked to try a try a different approach. Clearly, what you're doing isn't working if you're still feeling like this. Um, it's easy to, you know, be the sort of person that gets so hung up and stuck on routine. Um, but the second that the routine starts failing, a lot of the time we don't reevaluate. We sort of just accept that this is what it is. This is it's a slow march to an inevitable death or a depression or whatever it may be for you. Um, and I think that these old ways have been hurting you a lot. I don't want to say, okay. I think for some of you it's substance abuse. Maybe not exclusively, but it's substance abuse. It's what's a YouTube safe word for this term? Um Relations. I don't want to say the other ones because I find them quite annoying. Um and that is such a massive block to being able to listen to yourself when you are kind of focused in these hedonistic ways. I mean, the other one that is a big thing for a lot of people, and they might not even realize that it's like a distraction, is there is this sort of feeling that you get when you are doing poorly and you focus um on that feeling of doing poorly and it starts to feel kind of good. Oh, I just yawned. That is some confirmation. Um And when you let yourself sit in those places of like, oh, like I'm depressed and I want to lay in bed today, or I don't want to go out and see people, or XYZ, XYZ, um, it becomes really easy to give into that old habit because once you've been at it for so long, it's a comfort. Just like, you know, among other things, being in a bad relationship and returning to that person over and over again for safety, despite knowing that it's a bad relationship. Um, and I think that this is more than anything, um, a lot of what this message is. Just because it felt like it was working before doesn't mean it's not time to try something new. Because I can see here that you are in the process of manifesting, and when you were in this dark headspace, your soul can ask for things that are not necessarily what you want. Um, I I have had the experience in the past of feeling terrible myself. Obviously, I think we all have, but in those places, finding myself sort of assuming that the next thing that would happen is that is something specific and also awful. Here, I'll give a clear example. Um, especially a little bit pre-pandemic, which is really when I think I was personally at my worst. I was heinously depressed. I was living very far away from home, and I struggled to get out of bed every day. And I got a new job that for a moment I was very excited about. And then I told myself, like, you're gonna lose your job. And within 24 hours of letting that belief set in for myself, they shut down the place that I was working. And all of us lost our jobs. And sometimes I think that there is like maybe a level of like intuition knowing that things are gonna fall apart. Um, but I also think that sometimes we sort of believe that we know what the future will be and almost bring it into fruition by having that negative belief of like self and negative belief of the world. And when you are manifesting from darkness, it it will not always alchemize into something beautiful. It will take another shape of darkness. And so I'm asking you now to evaluate what is going on. Go outside, get in touch with nature. I personally think that is one of the best ways to come back to yourself, but I just love nature, so maybe you have something else. I will say I don't think it will have anything to do with technology. So, thank you for watching my video, but put down your phone. Or turn off your TV. And be present and sit down and think about what it is that you need. And you know what? I did it last time and I really enjoyed this. And if you would like to share with me um a small snippet of what it is that you wrote, please feel free. But I'm going to pose a journal question again. Um, when you start to feel out of touch, what brings you back to center? What brings you back to you? Um, and then do it. Even if you aren't feeling out of touch right now, do it. Because there's nothing bad about recentering or recalibrating or whatever you want to call it. Um, it can offer you really beautiful and divine wisdom that, no tarot reader on YouTube can do that. No tarot reader that you go and meet up with in person can do that. The truth of intuition is it's your own, and all I'm doing here is trying to help you prompt the the questioning of self. Um, I I feel the need to share this. I don't know why. I'm having a lot of that. But I did this exercise semi recently after hearing it, and I don't remember where I heard it. If I do remember, I will leave a comment in the description. Oh, wait. Yeah, like a little message in the description. But a really great way to talk to your inner self is to, you know, light a candle, light some incense, whatever. The setting doesn't so much matter as long as you feel comfortable. And you close your eyes, and when you are in a place where your mind is clearing out in a meditative state, you picture yourself in a white room with a mirror. And when you look in the mirror, you can speak to yourself, and the mirror will talk back to you. And to me, doing that exercise, it stops feeling so much like a mirror and more like a window into me. And in a way, I feel like that might be my inner self looking back and saying, this is a window into you. And maybe for you that will be helpful, but I think right now, while finances are an issue, it can sometimes be hard to remember that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And sometimes, really, the best thing that you can do is to ask yourself what brings you joy and what can lessen the pain of this specific moment. Because one thing I do know, especially looking at this spread, but knowing people, and feeling people, is that we are a resilient species. Struggling will not and does not insist upon a life of struggle forever. It is just the present moment. And because all we really have is the present, and of course, memories of the past that are warped by um, present intentions, I suppose. Um, it can be, yeah, hard to remember that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. So if you are struggling to be present and to remind yourself that feeling burnt out is unfortunately like a natural part of being human, and especially in 2025 when the world is heavier than it's ever felt in a lot of ways. It's important to find these moments of joy for yourself and come back to yourself and hold your own hand and love yourself. Um, because the financial hardship, it's not forever. There's clarity as long as you sit down with yourself and you let yourself rest and you let yourself recenter. Um, I'm gonna keep it short today. I think that is all. That's where I'm gonna leave it. And gonna again remind you to comment so I can feel your energy. But I really thank you for clicking on this video, and I really thank every single two of you that subscribed to my channel and the other, 40 something that watched my video. That means so much to me. You guys have no idea. Um yeah, I I love you all. I don't know you, but I don't need to. Um be well. Take care of yourself. If anyone loves you, besides yourself, hopefully, and the other people around you in your life. But if you are lonely and you're isolated, know that behind my computer screen, I love you. Okay. Bye.